Alright, yes. Today we'll continue on chapter 2 of the Dao De Jing. Yep. It's a Penguin classic. Okay, so I shall read the first part of chapter 2 and then we go into some interpretation, or rather my very simplified form of interpretation. Okay. The world would recognize the beautiful as the beautiful, yet this is only the ugly. The whole world would recognizes the good as the good, yet this is only the bad. So here we see the two different polarity, good and bad. Now, what it says is basically, you know something is good because you compare it to something that is bad. When you compare two things, then you can say this is good and this is bad. So you must have two things and with a common ground to compare both of them. So you must have something bad in order to say something else is good. So you must have a prerequisite of certain thing in your mind, a certain concept, a certain yardstick to measure something before you can say that it's bad. So therefore, if you don't have bad, you don't know what is good. So take for example the idea of dark and light. Well, darkness is no light. So when you have light, then you can see it clearly, right? But actually, there's only one thing there, light. But we have to understand what is darkness, because darkness means not enough light, right? So there you have, you see the two different polarity of things. The other one to compare is the coin with both sides, the head or the tail. But they are all the same thing, the coin itself. So good and bad is both sides of the same thing. That's what it means. Okay, now then the next one. Does something and nothing produces each other, and the difficult and easy complement each other. The long and the short offset each other. The high and the low incline towards each other. Note and sound harmonizes with each other. Before and after follow each other. So you can see that it's trying to paint you a picture that both is required. The good and the bad have to exist simultaneously in order that we can experience, we are conscious of certain things, right? So the extreme of this is something has to come from nothing. Nothing has to come from something, right? So this is a bit inconceivable, but the thing is, if there's when there is no such concept as nothing, how can we therefore understood there is something, right? So in the end, everything has to be created from nothing. That's where it can bring you back to the whole idea of how the world is being created. The world is being created from nothing, right? Something like the chaos theory, which I have spoke about in the first chapter, right? So then it goes on to say that therefore the sage keeps to the deed and consists in taking no action and practices the teaching that uses no words. Now, he comes back to the important thing is that if you want to be a sage, or if you look at somebody, whether he's a sage or not, this is how you're going to evaluate him, is to evaluate him through his action and not what he says. Saying itself can have so many interpretation and meaning. So the only thing you can't misinterpreting is the action, right? So action speak louder than words. That's what it's trying to say, right? And it's good to talk less, do more. Right? The myriad creatures arises from it, yet it claims no authority. It gives them life, yet claims no possession. It benefits them, yet exacts no gratitude. It accomplishes its task, yet lays claim to no merit. It is because it lays claim to no merit that its merit never deserted it. Right, so this is what it's saying, right? Yep, so if you have done something good, don't brag about it. That's what it's saying, right? So if somebody really did something on his own accord, then you just do it, and when the thing is over, you just leave. So that's what he's trying to say, right? The said, do not claim something, do not claim possession. So the important thing is When you want to do something, just do it for it itself, and not thinking that you have done something good, therefore you need some compliment. You've done something good, you need some compliment. No, don't ask for compliment, and do not expect compliment. And then that's the most important thing. Yeah. Otherwise, many differences will arise. Right? Even you do something good, you take too much credit, someone is going to say you've done the wrong thing, because he's too envious of you. Right? Perhaps that's the case. Yeah. So now